beyond 4 or 5 rounds.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
There's no light in that tunnel. Not kidding. No, you mad? No way. Even Lawrence Okoli said Moses is bad.
You're right.
Kinda.
Yeah, I was like, you're right. Like, you know, times have changed. This kid gets past Dillian Whyte.
Yeah.
Respect to Dillian Whyte, and I'm known for retiring fighters. I retired Dillian Whyte in my mind about 3 years ago. But respectfully, the dude probably should have been retired closer to 5 years ago.
We'll see. It's a good test for Itauma, and he should win that. But maybe Dillian Whyte, if he survive, you know, first rounds, maybe he can give him a good test and a good fight. You know,
you can't do like we did with the other kid, Big Baby from the US, and put him in too early because you're ruining him. You understand me? You can't put him in too early like that. So if you give him a few more test runs, Dillian Whyte is a great test run for him. If he does that, give him something a little bit higher than that, then you let him fight Usyk. Don't just rush him right to Usyk right now. Let Joseph Parker fight Usyk right now.
I'm not saying that Dillian can't do anything in a fight. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if I'm looking at from the outside in and just looking at how I see, you know, how I see both men's stages of careers, the styles, and the run of form, then I would say that I would be very surprised if Dillian were to pull it off.
Ahead of his highly anticipated fight, some boxing pros think Dillian Whyte should not try to brawl with Moses Itauma, or else it could end badly for him. Dillian Whyte's old rival, Derek Chisora, isn't just siding with Moses Itauma. He's making it sound like Whyte is walking into a disaster. Chisora didn't hold back when talking about the fight. In his eyes, there's no happy ending waiting for Whyte.
There's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel for Dillian taking that
Ain't
fight.
no light at the end of that tunnel.
I agree with you. I think I don't think Dillian gets beyond 4 or 5 rounds.
You're crazy. Yeah. There's no light in that tunnel. Not kidding. No, you mad? No way. Even Lawrence Okoli said Moses is bad.
The warning talk started because people know Dillian Whyte is a tough guy who likes to fight hard. But in this match, some say that style could get him in trouble. Moses Itauma is young, dangerous, and very confident. Some believe that if Whyte tries to stand and trade punches, Itauma might catch him and finish the fight quickly. Even though Whyte has experience, there is a lot of talk that his opponent's freshness and energy could be a big problem.
I think it's good night, Mr. Whyte.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think that the matchmaking's great for him?
Not for Dillian, I don't know. I think it's great for Moses because ultimately he gets a decent name like Dillian Whyte on his resume, which isn't the Dillian Whyte that was fighting 2 or 3 years ago. If he blasts him out, which I think he will, then Moses, the mythology around Moses just gets bigger and wider and more bankable.
There'll be a bit of hype around the fight as well, which will raise Moses' profile too.
Yeah. Another question for you then. So if you say it's not good matchmaking for Dillian Whyte, where would you put Dillian Whyte then? That's what I'm saying. Like, what opportunity is going to come from?
Well, the last time I opened my mouth about Whyte, I put him in with Fabio Wardley and got smacked around everybody for being a bit of a tit. So I'm not even going to answer that question. Thanks very much.
Interestingly, there's also some history between them. Itauma revealed that years ago, when he was just starting out, he reached out to Whyte but was ignored. That memory stuck with him. Now he's facing Whyte in the ring, and it's personal for him. He even said that in the heavyweight division, only one big name has really supported him, and that's Tyson Fury. Fury has given him advice and shown him support, while Whyte never paid attention before. Itauma wants to make a statement now, showing that the younger generation is here and ready to take over.
To be ready and reactive to whatever he's going to bring.
It was interesting for you to mention a story that I don't think anyone knew. You messaged Dillian, 5 or 6 years ago saying, can I get some work? He didn't reply, but you messaged a bunch of heavyweights.
Yeah, I messaged all of them, bro.
Did anyone reply?
No one replied. Actually, I think Joel Joyce might have replied. But this is, I'm talking like 2019, 2018, when obviously I wasn't a nobody, and these guys were on top of it. I was just another. Because even me, I get the same messages, like on Insta, people asking me for sparring or whatnot, and like I just thought that I might have been a bit different because obviously at the time I was 2-time European gold medalist, but I was asking around for sparring, but no one was actually.
Some people are wondering about Whyte's future in boxing. Sean Porter, a former world champion, mentioned that this fight might tell us a lot about whether Whyte should think about retirement. He's had a long career, fought big names, and been through tough battles. If this fight goes badly for him, there's a chance it could be the end of the road. The age, the miles on his body, and the younger competition coming through, all of that makes people wonder if he can still compete at the very top.
You're right.
Kinda.
Yeah, like you're right. Like, you know, times have changed. This kid gets past Dillian Whyte.
Yeah.
Respect to Dillian Whyte, and I'm known for retiring fighters. I retired Dillian Whyte in my mind about 3 years ago. But respectfully, the dude probably should have been retired closer to 5 years ago. If somebody's good enough, they slip and they coming back. You know, that is something that we're gonna get from Dillian Whyte on Fight Night, is the big overhands and the big hooks. He's a classic heavyweight fighter. I just don't want him taking those heavyweight shots anymore. That's my thing with the kid, and I hate to see that from someone like like Dillian Whyte. You just get to a point where if you're not here.
Meanwhile, Filip Hrgović, another big name in the sport, isn't completely writing Whyte off though. He thinks Whyte has the skills to take Itauma into deep waters, meaning a long, tiring fight that could test the younger fighter's stamina and mental strength. If Whyte can survive the early rounds and drag the fight out, maybe he could flip the script and win. But Hrgović also admits that it's going to be tough, because Itauma is known to come forward fast and throw heavy punches.
I think it's a good test for Itauma. And Dillian Whyte is brave, tough guy, but only question is in what shape he will come to the fight. He didn't fight so much in the last few years, and we'll see. It's a good test for Itauma, and he should win that. But maybe Dillian Whyte, if he survive, first rounds, maybe he can give him a good test and a good fight, if he comes ready.
Whyte himself has been preparing seriously. He has been working on losing weight for this fight, saying that he's changed his diet, improved his training, and focused on coming in lighter and sharper. In the past, Whyte has sometimes looked heavy and slow in the ring, but this time he's promising to be in better condition. He believes that with the right shape and movement, he can deal with Itauma's pressure and speed.
I always train hard, but sometimes you need the right kick up your butt to make the small adjustments, small changes to make dramatic improvement and dramatic changes. Just little things, and that's all I've done, man. Sometimes things just click into place at the right time and the right order,
Roy Jones Jr., one of the most respected boxing legends, had his own view. He warned that Itauma is talented but still young, and throwing him into the heavyweight inferno too soon could be risky. In other words, even though Itauma looks good, facing someone like Whyte is not a small challenge. Heavyweights hit hard, and a single punch can change the fight. Jones feels Itauma still has more to learn, but admits the talent is there.
He is fighting a good fight with Dillian Whyte right now. This is the fight he needs to get the extra experience. So once he gets a few more experience fights, then you put him in a Usyk. You can't do like you did with the other kid, Big Baby from the US, and put him in too early because you're ruining him. You understand me? You can't put him in too early like that. So if you give him a few more test runs, Dillian Whyte is a great test run for him. If he does that, give him something a little bit higher than that, then you let him fight Usyk. Don't just rush him right to Usyk right now. Let Joseph Parker fight Usyk right now.
Joining the conversation, Dave Coldwell, a respected trainer, summed it up by saying Whyte has the odds stacked against him. Itauma is seen as a buzzsaw, fast, aggressive, and hard-hitting. That style can overwhelm opponents quickly. For Whyte to win, he would have to use his experience smartly, avoid trading punches too much, and maybe make Itauma doubt himself as the fight goes on. But even this trainer admits that on paper, Itauma looks like the favorite.
I think timing is everything in boxing, and I just think the timing, you look at the trajectory of both fighters, what's been happening over the last couple of years for both fighters, I just think everything's stacked in Moses' favour. If you add Moses' style, he's not a plodder, he's not a I'm going to grind you down sort of fighter. He's very sharp, triggers, makes you react, fries your brain, makes you open yourself up with your reactions, because his feints are very, very good and sharp. if you flip on the other side, for a fighter who's been inactive and for a fighter who is at the latter end of the career, that's not the kind of fight that you want. You don't want these buzzsaws.
So right now, the fight is shaping up to be a real test for both men. For Itauma, it's a chance to prove that the hype is real, that he can handle a veteran, and that he's ready to climb the ranks fast. For Whyte, it's about proving he's not done yet, that he can still beat young, hungry fighters, and that he's still dangerous in the heavyweight division.
You kind of want somebody that's going to be in front of you and methodical and can see everything, and you can maybe even, like, as the rounds go on, fight your way into a fight. Even if you've been out for a long time, you can sometimes fight your way into it. Get the timing as it goes along. But the worrying thing is with Moses' style, he could be landing some serious bombs, sharp bombs that do a lot of damage to Dillian early doors, so he could never get into the fight. So yeah, I think it's stacked against Dillian. I'm not saying that Dillian can't do anything in a fight. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if I'm looking at it from the outside in and just looking at how I see both men's stages of careers, the styles, and the run of form, then I would say that I would be very surprised if Dillian were to pull it off.
If Itauma wins quickly, it will add fuel to his reputation as one of the most exciting young heavyweights in the world. If Whyte manages to win, especially in a tough fight, it would shock many people and could put him back in the mix for big fights.
Moses Itauma's blown everyone out the water. I think the only time he's gone a distance was in a 6th rounder. Dillian Whyte's gone the distance a few times. Dillian Whyte's probably thinking, if I can just somehow get past the first 5 or 6, I'm going to take this guy into deep waters that he's never been in. Because we love Moses in terms of the way he glides around the ring. But is that there after 6?
He wanted a world title fight for so long when he fought Fury, all that. But do you think that he'd be more motivated given the fact that a 20-year-old people are saying, this kid's going to beat me, than he would be for the Fury fight?
If I don't look good, this could be my last big payday. I think that's the motivation. He's training his arse off because even if he were to lose, he just has to look good.
Yes, there's a way to lose. If you go in there, you get blown out, annihilated in the round, and you just show yourself to be old, right? You're not coming back.
Both men have something big to gain, and both have something big to lose. Looking at all the opinions, there's a mix of respect for Whyte's career and excitement for Itauma's future. Some believe Whyte can make it ugly and tough, dragging Itauma into unfamiliar territory. Others believe Itauma's speed and power will be too much, and that Whyte's brawling style will work against him this time.
Oh, it's a massive step up, but every time the kid steps up, look, we're talking about someone here who I believe is a super talent, not if he wins a world heavyweight title, but when he wins a world heavyweight title. And fortunately for Moses Itauma, he has the right man behind him in Frank Warren, because he knows how to guide the careers and take the right fights at the right time. And they feel that this is the right timing now for Dillian Whyte, who's not looked particularly good in his last couple of fights, but we know that he's heavy-handed and we know that he'll come and give it everything, because he knows it's last chance saloon for him. He needs the victory here. So, look, we find out just how good Moses Itauma is, I think, on the 16th of August when he boxes Dillian Whyte, because I think he wins it and wins it in style. But everyone they put in front of him so far, he's just dismantled. I think this kid's going to go on and win a world title, and it could be as soon as 12 months.
The fight also has a bit of personal tension because of Itauma's memory of being ignored by Whyte when he was younger. That's the kind of thing that can add extra fire to a match. Itauma wants to show that he belongs on this stage, and beating Whyte could be his statement to the boxing world.
I do think it will be Moses Itauma. I do think that he will go through Dillian, and I think he'll go through him compellingly. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm with you.
You think the same?
I just think that, yeah, timing is key in boxing. Dillian Whyte's, been a great ambassador for the sport. I don't think he's the fighter he once was, and I think that Moses Itauma is something special, and I think he wins and wins quite comfortably.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Spencer, and I think it could be early as well. I think he's a very neat, tidy boxer. Moses clearly punches hard, fastest hands in the heavyweight division, I think. I think it could be an early night.
Meanwhile, Whyte knows he's walking into a fight where many see him as the underdog. That can be motivating too. He's been in this position before, where people doubt him, and sometimes he's proven them wrong. The question is whether he can do it again against a young fighter who's seen as the future.
Obviously, it's a must-win fight, and obviously, I'm going up against the next Mike Tyson, as in, he's been compared to Mike Tyson and a lot of great fighters, you know what I mean? I'm just little old me. I never been compared to a journeyman in a great era. He's been compared to Mike Tyson, so.
The training camps have been intense. Itauma has been focused on sharpening his skills and making sure he can keep his energy high if the fight goes longer than expected. Whyte has been working on coming in lighter, moving better, and using his experience to stay in control. Both fighters have something to prove, and both have worked hard to be ready. At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to what happens in the ring. If Itauma starts fast and lands clean shots, it could be over quickly. If Whyte survives the early storm and starts to frustrate him, the fight could take a different turn. That's what makes it so interesting. We have a young, hungry fighter going against a seasoned, tough veteran. One thing is for sure, people will be watching closely, whether it's to see if Itauma really is the next big thing, or to see if Whyte still has the fire to compete. This fight has caught a lot of attention. The warnings from pros, the predictions from experts, and the personal history between the two have all added fuel to the build-up. It's not just another fight, it's a battle of different generations, different styles, and different stages of a boxing career. That's why everyone from former champions to trainers to fans has something to say about it. Now, it's almost time to see who's right. Amid all this, one thing is sure, only the ring will tell the truth. Stay locked in with Ring Rivalry for every update, every breakdown, and all the action as this showdown gets closer. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a moment.